Imagine waking up and realizing your legs no longer support you. This is not just a nightmare. It's already happening to millions of older adults. But here's the good news. It's not too late. And one simple food could change everything. You're standing at the kitchen counter making your morning tea. You reach for your slippers, but your knees feel a little slower than yesterday. You chuckle to yourself. Just age catching up. But then a strange thought creeps in. When did stairs start feeling like mountains? When did your legs begin to lose their spring? Every year after age 60, your leg muscles quietly shrink. Not just because of age, but because of what we do, or don't do, for our bodies. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors lose up to 15% of their muscle mass every 10 years after age 50. That's not just about looking strong. It's about being able to stand, to walk, to catch yourself, if you slip. And the scariest part? Most people don't even notice the change, until one day their legs don't hold them the way they used to. But here's the part almost no one talks about. There's one small habit, one small food that can slow this loss. A food older adults have been told is just a snack. But in the right form, at the right time, it can help nourish tired muscles, support balance, and even boost mobility. You see, there's one nut. Just one. That isn't just healthy in general. It's specifically helpful for preserving strength in older legs. We'll talk about that soon. But for now, take a moment and think back. Have you felt it? That heaviness in the thighs when getting up? The awkward moment on a walk when your leg doesn't quite respond? The shuffle instead of a confident step? You are not alone, and you are not powerless. Because here's the truth. Leg strength is not something you simply lose. It's something you can rebuild. One step, one bite, one small change at a time. And it starts by understanding the quiet danger most people miss. The danger that's not in your knees or your bones, but in the muscles that hold everything together. Muscles that feed on the right fuel, that thrive when they're given the right support, that can stay strong well into your 70s and 80s, if you know how to care for them. There's a reason many older adults can no longer rise from a chair without pushing on their arms. It's not because of age, it's because of muscle loss. And once that spiral begins, it can feel hard to stop. But what if you could interrupt that spiral? What if there were a handful of simple steps, starting with what you eat, that could help your legs feel lighter again, more stable, more like you? This isn't about diets. It's not about willpower. It's about finding the small things that truly matter and choosing them daily. So today we start with a story about the strength in your legs, the quiet changes inside your body, and one surprising nut that might help you walk with ease again. Because the future, it doesn't belong to the young. It belongs to those who keep moving forward, one strong step at a time. Are you ready to find out what's really been holding your legs back? Then let's gently begin. It often starts so quietly. A stumble while stepping off the porch, a wobble while reaching for something high, or a deep sigh after climbing the stairs when just last year it wasn't so hard. Most seniors don't notice muscle loss until it becomes a daily burden. But by the time we feel the weakness, much of the damage is already done. The truth is, muscle loss after 60 isn't just about aging. It's about what aging does to the systems we rely on. Circulation, protein absorption, nerve signals, and when those systems slow down, our legs are often the first to suffer. According to Harvard Health, after age 60, muscle mass decreases by an average of 3 to 8% per decade, with the most severe losses occurring after age 75. And it's not just about feeling a bit weaker, it's about real consequences, like falling. The CDC reports that 1 in 4 seniors falls each year. And for many, that fall is the beginning of a long, painful journey. Fractures, hospital stays, even permanent loss of independence. But why does this happen? Because the legs are the foundation. They hold your body upright, carry you forward, and help you stay balanced. And when leg muscles shrink, your balance suffers. Your stride shortens. Your steps become unsure. Think of muscles like the ropes that hold a tent upright. When they're strong and tight, you stand tall. When they weaken, the whole structure wobbles and eventually collapses. And here's the hidden danger most people miss. You can't always feel muscle loss happening. It doesn't come with pain, like arthritis. It doesn't show up on a blood test. It creeps in slowly, replacing firm muscle with soft tissue. That's why so many older adults think, "Oh, I'm just tired today," or "I must have slept wrong," when really it's their muscles quietly fading away. There's a medical name for this: sarcopenia. It means age-related muscle loss, and it's one of the leading causes of falls and frailty in seniors. Mayo Clinic explains that sarcopenia not only affects strength, but also coordination, reflexes, and even the ability to walk independently. And here's where the story gets even more serious. Once leg strength drops below a certain point, it becomes harder to exercise, which leads to more weakness, which makes it harder to move. A vicious cycle that only gets worse with time. You've probably seen it. A friend or loved one who used to take morning walks now avoids stairs, now holds the railing, now needs help getting out of a chair. It's heartbreaking, and it can feel inevitable. But here's what I need you to know. This isn't your fault, and it's not too late. Muscle loss may be silent, but recovery speaks loud and clear, if you know where to start. The first step is awareness, understanding what's truly happening inside your body, and realizing that while aging brings changes, you are never helpless. Muscles respond to attention, to gentle movement, to the right kinds of food, at the right times. And believe it or not, something as simple as the right nut, eaten regularly, can be part of the answer. Because the foods you choose each morning aren't just snacks. They're instructions for your body. They tell your muscles whether to grow or shrink. The mistake many seniors make is assuming that protein only comes from meat, or that strength only comes from exercise. But real leg health is about daily support, including nutrients that protect muscle cells and keep your legs moving. In the next part, we'll talk about that support and how even decades of weakness can be gently turned around. Because muscle loss might be common, but strength, real, daily, useful strength, can come back, even now, even for you. So here's the good news. Muscle loss after 60 isn't a life sentence. Even if you felt your legs getting weaker, even if you've had a fall or avoid stairs now, there is hope. Real, research-backed, comforting hope. Because the truth is, muscles can rebuild at any age. Yes, even after 70, even into your 80s. It may take a little more time, a little more care, but the body never stops listening to what you feed it and how you treat it. A study from McMaster University in Canada showed that older adults who consumed the right mix of protein and healthy fats, especially in the morning, gained back significant leg strength in just 12 weeks. Not by lifting weights at the gym, not by doing high-intensity workouts, but by combining small, consistent movement with the right kinds of foods. And that's where the story turns. Because it isn't just about avoiding decline. It's about moving towards strength, deliberately and gently. You may be wondering, how can something like a nut help with all this? Well, it turns out some nuts aren't just snacks. They're little powerhouses packed with nutrients your muscles crave, especially when you're over 60. Let's take a moment and imagine this. You wake up in the morning. The sun is stretching across the sky. You sit at the table, open your hand, and there they are. A small handful of these special nuts. They're smooth, buttery, rich, and inside they carry magnesium, potassium, healthy fats, plant-based protein, all essential for circulation, muscle contraction, and reducing the inflammation that causes stiffness. Every bite is more than fuel. It's repair. Your muscles have been quietly waiting for this kind of nourishment. And now, finally, they're getting it. One nut in particular, yes, just one kind, has been studied for its unique role in keeping legs strong. It helps boost nitric oxide, which improves blood flow to the lower body. That means better oxygen delivery, faster healing, stronger muscle activation. And perhaps most beautifully, it helps reduce the kind of silent inflammation that makes you feel stiff when you wake up, or when you sit too long, or when you walk just a little too far. This isn't just theory. In one study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed this nut regularly showed improvements in balance, strength, and walking speed, just from adding it to their diet a few times a week. And here's the thing. This change doesn't require a gym, or a trainer, or a new wardrobe. It starts with a handful, a ritual, a quiet, nourishing moment in your day. You don't have to overhaul your life to protect your legs. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. You just need to start with one simple choice. Something that tells your body, I'm not giving up. I still want to walk. I still want to move freely. And I'm willing to feed my body like it matters. Because it does. You do. Muscle strength isn't reserved for the young. It belongs to anyone who wants it. Anyone who is willing to honor their body. One small habit at a time. So what is this nut? We'll talk about that in just a moment. But before we reveal the name, let's understand why it works. Why it outperforms other so-called healthy options. And how it supports the one thing every senior wants more than anything else. Independence. In the next part, we'll explore this powerful nut in detail. We'll look at what it does inside your body. We'll see how it stacks up against other popular snacks. And we'll give you simple ways to start using it without changing your whole diet. Because strong legs begin with strong choices, and the best ones are often the simplest. Let's talk about it now. The nut that's been quietly keeping people strong. The one researchers are finally paying attention to. And the one that could become the most important part of your morning. The walnut. Not peanuts, not almonds, not cashews. Walnuts. Why walnuts? Because they hold a special combination of nutrients that almost no other nut has. And every single one of those nutrients supports leg strength in a unique way. Let's walk through these quietly, one at a time. First, omega-3 fatty acids. Most people think omega-3s only come from fish. But walnuts are the only nut that contains significant levels of plant-based omega-3s. These fats help reduce inflammation in your joints and muscles. And as inflammation goes down, stiffness fades. Your legs begin to feel lighter. The ache after long walks softens. Your body isn't fighting itself anymore, it's healing. Second, magnesium. Magnesium is what your muscles use to relax. Without it, they cramp. They feel tight. They don't recover well. As we age, magnesium levels naturally drop. And when they do, muscles struggle to stay strong. But just a handful of walnuts gives your legs the magnesium they need to stay calm, steady, and resilient. Third, antioxidants. Walnuts are packed with compounds that fight oxidative stress, the kind that quietly damages cells over time. This isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about preserving the quality of your muscle tissue, so when you move, your body responds. And when you rest, it rebuilds. Fourth, L-arginine. This nutrient helps your body create nitric oxide, a compound that opens up blood vessels and improves circulation. Think about that. Better blood flow to your legs means more oxygen. More oxygen means faster healing. Faster healing means stronger, more responsive muscles. That's why many seniors who start eating walnuts regularly report feeling steadier when walking, more energetic when standing, and even more confident climbing stairs. Fifth, protein. You've probably heard it before. Eat more protein. But most people imagine steak or eggs. Few realize that plant-based protein, like the kind found in walnuts, is especially helpful for older adults. Why? Because it's easier to digest. And when paired with the healthy fats and minerals in walnuts, that protein gets absorbed right where you need it. Your legs, your core, the muscles that keep you upright and safe. And here's what makes all of this even more powerful. You don't need a lot, just a small handful. Maybe 7 or 8 walnuts can give your body what it's been quietly begging for. Let's imagine your morning again. You sit by the window. Maybe the newspaper's on the table. You're sipping your tea. And there, beside you, a small dish of walnuts. Not because they're trendy, but because you now understand what they do. Each bite is a message to your body. I want to keep walking. I want to stay strong. I'm still here, and I still care. You chew slowly. Maybe you smile, because it feels good to do something kind for yourself. Other nuts may taste good. Some may offer a little protein or fiber, but only walnuts deliver this precise mix. The omega-3s, the magnesium, the L-arginine, the gentle plant-based protein that your legs need most. In fact, one long-term study from Harvard found that seniors who regularly ate walnuts had significantly better mobility scores than those who didn't. They didn't run marathons. They just stayed on their feet, longer, stronger, and with less pain. And that's really the goal, isn't it? Not to become a bodybuilder, not to be 20 again, but to walk with grace, to rise from your chair without fear, to carry a bag of groceries, to chase a grandchild through the park. It all starts with one small thing, one small, mighty nut. Now that you know why walnuts matter, let's explore how to fit them gently into your daily life, without stress, without confusion, and without giving up the foods you love. Because strength is built quietly, and it's always built from the inside out. So now you know the truth. That tiny walnut, so ordinary, so overlooked, is actually a quiet powerhouse for your legs. But how do you take this knowledge and make it part of your life? How do you move from understanding to action without making it complicated or overwhelming? Let's walk through it together. The first and easiest step is this. Make walnuts part of your morning. Why morning? Because when you break your overnight fast, Your muscles are especially ready to absorb nutrients. Your circulation is just waking up. And what you eat in those first few hours can shape how strong and steady you feel the rest of the day. You don't need to prepare anything fancy, just a small handful, maybe 6 to 8 whole walnuts. You can place them in a small dish beside your tea or coffee. You can crush them over warm oatmeal. You can even mix them with a few slices of banana or apple. Think of it as a daily ritual. One gentle act that whispers to your body, I'm still choosing strength. And here's something else. Consistency matters more than quantity. You don't need to eat a bucket of walnuts. In fact, too many can be heavy. But just that small daily portion, especially in the morning, has been shown to support muscle function, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation over time. Now, a word of caution. Some people make the mistake of buying sweetened or salted walnuts. Be careful here. Added sugars and excess sodium can cancel out many of the benefits. Look for raw or dry roasted walnuts. No glaze, no coating, just the nut in its natural form. That's the one your legs will thank you for. And what if you forget one morning? That's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about building a pattern, a rhythm your body can rely on. Over time, your muscles will begin to respond, not overnight, but gradually. You may find your legs feel less stiff when you get up from the couch. You might feel a little more stable on the stairs, or notice that your afternoon walk feels smoother. It's subtle at first, but it grows. Now let's connect this with movement. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to start a new exercise plan, but you can pair your daily walnut habit with a few moments of light movement each morning, even just standing and gently rising onto your toes a few times, or taking a slow, mindful walk through your home. When you give your legs nourishment and motion, you create the perfect conditions for strength to return. Another common mistake to avoid: waiting until you're already in pain or too weak to begin. Start now, when you still have the choice. Start small. Start gently. And if you live with others, invite them in. Place a small walnut bowl in the center of the table. Turn it into a shared habit. You might be surprised how powerful that little moment becomes. Now, a gentle reminder. Every healthy change needs time. You may not feel something dramatic after the first week, but give it 2, 3, even 4 weeks, and the difference can be life-changing. You've seen now how the walnut works, how it supports your circulation, feeds your muscles, and protects your ability to walk, stand, and move freely. So here's your simple daily plan. Each morning, reach for your handful of walnuts. Pair it with something nourishing. A little fruit, a little water, maybe a few stretches. Do it not because someone told you to, but because your body is asking for support. And when you do, when you choose this little act of care, you become part of your own solution. If you found this helpful, if it opened your eyes, or touched your heart, or gave you hope, please like this video. Subscribe to the channel, because here we talk about things that matter: your strength, your freedom, your future, and it all begins with something as small as a nut and as big as a decision to stay strong, one day at a time. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture yourself a few months from now. You're standing tall in your kitchen. Your legs feel steady beneath you, strong, planted, alive. You walk to the door and open it. The light spills in. Maybe there's a breeze, and you decide without hesitation to take a walk. not because you have to, but because you can. Your legs carry you gently down the steps. You don't reach for the railing. You don't feel the hesitation you used to. Each step feels natural again, like something you were born to do. This is the kind of strength we often forget is possible, not the kind that lifts heavy things, but the quiet kind, the kind that lets you rise from a chair without effort, that lets you climb into a car without wincing, that lets you dance slowly in the living room when your favorite song comes on. It's not flashy, it's not dramatic, but it's the kind of strength that gives you back your life. And it begins with small, loving changes. A handful of walnuts, a little movement, a choice each day to support your body. Not out of fear, but out of respect. Because your body has carried you through so much. It has bent, stretched, healed, and endured. It deserves nourishment. It deserves kindness. You're not too old. You're not too far gone. And it's never, ever too late to grow stronger. Some days may feel slow. Some mornings might come with aches. But now, you know something you didn't before. You have tools. You have choices. And you have a future that's still unwritten. Imagine walking side by side with your grandchild, their tiny hand in yours. You don't need to rest. You don't feel wobbly. You feel present, strong, connected. Or picture yourself walking down the grocery aisle, no cane, no cart, just you, with confidence in your step and peace in your heart. This is what you're building, not with pills, not with pressure, but with attention, with awareness, and with the quiet courage to care for your body, one simple habit at a time. So take this moment now to honor yourself, to say, I'm still here, and I still want to walk strong. If this video helped you, I hope you'll share it with someone you care about, someone whose legs might feel heavy, whose steps have grown short, because sometimes all it takes is a little truth, shared gently, to change a life. And if you haven't yet, please click that subscribe button. We're building a community here, one that believes in aging with dignity, with movement, with joy. Small changes today lead to strong, independent tomorrows, and you, dear friend, are already on your way.